Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. From this title, you can already see that I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey. And during my weight loss journey, how I achieved my goals, what accomplishments I had, what's my, biggest concern when I did lose weight. So you guys get to just hear me talk about my weight loss journey and how I lost over 100 pounds. Yes, and in this video, I'm going to be answering some of you guys' questions that I asked you guys on Facebook and Instagram. Next with you guys when it came to that. So I'll be answering some of those questions. So just continue to watch my video, and I hope you guys are very enlightened on this video and very motivated to just be healthy at the end of the day, not really looking at it as losing weight. I don't want you to make it seem like my pressure of me losing weight is on you. So I do want to keep a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor, I am not this fit guru. This is just what worked for me and how I partake in my weight loss journey. So no further ado, just keep on watching. I lost weight in 2019. I started to work out in 2019 actually. And my journey was just in 2019. I'll give you like a little background in 2019. 2019, I had just moved in with my parents. And during that time, I felt like my world was so crazy. I was dating this guy and it ended, but like I felt like I didn't have things under control with myself. And just me being me, I just have to say, like, I have to have something that I can have structure with. And in my life, I felt like there was no structure. I couldn't grab onto things that I wanted. I couldn't fix the things that I necessarily needed to fix in my life in that time and space in 2019 of April. And I had got a new job, and with my new job, I was working in the office space, and the office space came with a gym that was free to the employees that worked there. So I didn't have to pay like any type of fee or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, we have a gym accessible to us. I might as well work out. So with the gym, it came to like, I just want to be healthy at the end of the day. I just wanted to be healthy and just be healthy and just live a long life. That's where I really wanted to start. In the past, I've always been a bigger girl. If you know me for a long time, I've always been the fat girl, the big girl, the heavyset girl, the precious girl, whatever you want to call it, whatever these stupid names that these people put on you, I was that girl. And going into being adulthood, it's just like your body, like, yeah, as a kid, we just like consume things because we're a kid and we don't necessarily know what we're putting in our body, and they teach us those things, but we actually really don't know because we're a kid. We're living life as a kid, you know what I mean? So as an adult, I always like, when I moved to that, when I got that job, I was like, I'm gonna take the ability to use the gym. It wasn't necessarily the world telling me I needed to look away, because in the past I never thought that I was necessarily ugly, and people associated the word fat with ugly, and I didn't like that. So it wasn't like I was trying to detach myself away from being ugly/fat, because I never felt like I was ugly. I just knew I was fat. Like, there's nothing wrong with being fat. Like, I don't, and that's the thing, I don't want people to come here and I want this to also be like a self-love video as well with your journey, because with the weight loss journey, it comes with self-love so much. Like, you have to learn yourself through every single process that you're going through and losing weight, no matter if you're gaining weight, no matter what you're going to the gym for, what your mental health is helping you out for. So I never necessarily took away that I was ugly. I was just big, and people thought people didn't really want to associate themselves because I was the fat girl. So in 2019, I weighed about 200 and I want to say between 260 and 280. I don't know the exact time when I was in April how much I weighed, but I believe I was like around 260, 280. So I started there, and one of the questions that, I'm sorry if I'm looking down, I'm looking at notes. One of the questions that one of my followers/friends asked was, what motivated you to lose weight? So what motivated me to lose weight was just like I said, I was in that rough space in 2019 where I didn't know what to do. I didn't have my life under control. I was talking to a guy, I was dating a guy at that time, and I kept telling him, I'm like, I'm gonna work out. Like, I was working out before that we had ended things or whatever. We no longer started, you know, associating ourselves with each other. I was telling him I'm gonna lose weight. So, and then like we kind of, we stopped talking. So I was really upset about that. And it wasn't necessarily me being upset about us no longer being associated with each other or anything like that. The reason why I lost weight, like my weight loss journey was so personal. It wasn't about what the world was looking at me as. I was looking at what I was looking at myself as, and how I wanted to be strong and healthy and live a long life. Because let me tell you guys, my eating habits was not great. They weren't the best. But I would say what started my journey off was just self-reflection, I guess. It was just like me sitting down with myself and having a conversation with myself and saying, Sharon, okay, yeah, you love yourself and you love your body. You're not saying that, but you need to eat healthy. You need to start making lifestyle changing choices. And that's where I feel like that's where it started. Journey with myself, that it was so self-conflicting that I would go to the gym for a good hour or so in 30 minutes. And I loved it so much. Like, it was just like self-release when it came to that. So it was just like what really put me, or what the question was asked of, motivated me. It wasn't necessarily, yeah, it was those things that built up when it came to that, but it was my self-motivating and stuff, like, you can do this. Like I said, I had nothing in control, and I was like, one thing that I can control, that I am trying to work on, is my health. Nobody can take that from me. And so that's where it began. And during this journey, you know, with weight loss, of losing almost over 100 pounds, because currently I am 140, so I'm 140 now. I went to wearing a 3X to a small now. And not just to get anybody, like, you know, that's just to get people like a range on how my body is, because everybody's body is different, very, very different when it comes to various weights of 140. You can look different, you can look way thicker, you can look way smaller than 140, but that's your weight. I wanted to change my eating habits, because like, not necessarily my eating habits were terrible, and they were just, you know, just I feel like I would like overeat all the time, especially when it like came to like my food. Like, I would indulge in like a lot of my favorite foods, and I'm a foodie. I love food, either when I was bigger or even now that I'm smaller. Like, I love food. That's where my heart is at, is my food. And I just felt like I needed to establish a boundary with myself, and, you know, just build on that and be more healthy. I know when it comes to weight loss, that we look at it as like this, you know, this beautiful thing, which it really is, but it does start with yourself, guys. And I really want to, hopefully I do convey this message through this video by saying that it definitely starts with you. You can't matter what the guy said about you. You can't matter what the girl said about you, your family, your work, saying you're big. And if you love yourself in the way that you look, that's all that matters. But I'm just conveying my experience with you if you guys are interested in knowing, you know, this experience that I had with my weight loss journey. When it came to eating habits, I would, you know, I switched out a lot of stuff. Like, I was like, the weaknesses I felt in when it, you know, came to me going through this journey, I looked at it as like, okay, what can I fix? So I really indulged in like a lot of bread. I love bread, pastas, and all that. I love that. And I love sweets. So if I knew that, you know, those two things were hindering me from losing weight, I had to change that. So in my journey of changing my eating habits, I swapped out a lot of things with, like, okay, so instance, like if I had, like, in my weight loss journey, I did limit myself for like breads and things like that, because that's what my weakness was. That's where I felt like I would gain the more weight. Not saying that you can't eat grains and breads while you're on your weight loss journey. This is just how I did it. I would only eat like one starch a day, so either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I would eat one starch a day. I did eat a lot of like fruits and vegetables when it came to me loving sweets, instead of me eating like cakes and pies and whatever, cookies and, you know, candies, I went to fruit. I went to fruit more, even though I love fruit. But back then, if I was gonna eat some cake and cookies, I was gonna eat it. It wasn't like me trying to replace it for a healthier choice. And that's what I did. I should say that I don't eat red meat or pork. That was like way before I started to actually go to the gym and work out and partake in this journey. I stopped eating pork and beef like a year or two before that, like 2017. And at that time, I had lost a little bit of weight without eating like pork and beef, but it wasn't like major. It wasn't major at all. So when I would eat things, I would also portion my eating as well. And I wasn't eating as much as I needed to. I would always fill up on water. And in the process, if I was hungry, like, you know how like when you're hungry, but you want something, but you don't know if you're really hungry, I would drink something first, because I read something that said when our body thinks that we're hungry, but it's really telling us that we're thirsty sometimes. So I would like drink something first, like drink some water, like at least a cup of water, a glass of water, whatever. And I would just like wait a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And if I was still hungry after that, I would go get something to eat just to make sure that I wasn't dehydrating myself during that process. And then with these eating habits, I would just, you know, portion my food very well, and just knowing what I could and couldn't eat. Most definitely, like if I wanted a cookie, I would eat a cookie, but I would try to stray away from like artificial sweets and stuff like that. And I feel like what I ate too, I would say a big key to me losing weight too, I replaced some meals with like smoothies, because in the morning when I did start my weight loss, when I first started my weight loss journey, I wasn't really that hungry in the mornings. Like I would be hungry, but not to the point where I could eat a whole meal. So I would eat like a smoothie, and I would eat a couple eggs. So I'll be either like, you know, scramble a couple eggs, you know, whatever fits you and how your body works. You need to listen to your body. Like that's the most important as well. Is like listen to your body and knowing what it wants at that time. Because there would be other days where I wake up and I'm super hungry. So I'll make like a veggie omelet, you know what I mean? Or some oatmeal, something more like that would be sitting on my stomach. But I did like to eat like omelets in the morning, oatmeal. I would eat like a yogurt parfait. Those are my favorites. And yeah, it would just be that. Like I feel like that would be, or eggs. You need like something that can fuel you for a while. Someone asked a question, what's your workout routine? And I feel like my workout routine during that time of when I was losing weight, it was like I would do 30 minutes of just regular workouts at home. I looked up on YouTube. YouTube is going to be your best friend. The internet is going to be your best friend when it comes to losing weight, most definitely, because that's where I went to. My resources was YouTube when I wanted to lose weight, not necessarily when it came to like eating things, because I feel like I had that down packed. I knew in my mind what I needed to do to get it done, to eat well, because you can't just eat all bad stuff and then go to the gym and expect your body to, you know, change when you're not feeling it for the right things. When it came to that, my workout routine was definitely 30 minutes of me going on YouTube, finding a 30-minute workout, and I did that 30-minute workout. And I'm gonna link those below too, because they helped me. Like it helped me build and lose weight. It made me sweat my butt off, y'all. Like I was sweating in the gym so much. So I would do like a 30-minute workout, and then after a 30-minute workout, I would do like 20 minutes of weights, just like arms, legs, you know, thighs, butt type thing, and abs. And then from there, I would get on the treadmill and do 30 minutes. So it's basically like almost an hour of cardio, 20 minutes of weights. And I would just do that. I would switch up my different 30-minute workouts. In the process of me working out, I did like join like a yoga class at my office. They had like yogas on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, something like that. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, it was Tuesdays and Thursdays they had yoga. So I did yoga, and I feel like that really helped too. Not like saying you guys should do yoga, because it's not for everybody. I'm not forcing anybody to do it, but I feel like I felt like it did make a difference when it came to me losing weight and how my body felt, for sure. So if you guys are not like in like the movement when it comes to cardio, or like you don't want to really, but you do want to have some physical activity, I would say do yoga, because yoga is still some physical activity. You're still, you know, exercising, you're still stretching out your body, it's relaxing, it's calm, because the mind, body, soul, right? So I was doing yoga, and that was pretty much my workout routine. Like if you guys do want to in-depth like go to the gym with me, let me know and I will film that for you guys if you guys want that. But it was nothing too serious. I didn't know what I was doing when I went to the gym at all. Like I didn't know, y'all. I did not know anything about the gym, nothing. And I don't want people to be confused about what's going on in the gym. I want you to know that you need to go to a gym that you feel welcomed at, that there's other people that look like you, that there's not these super swole people, super fit people, because that's intimidating. I don't want to go to the gym and see somebody that looks like that constantly, because that can be very discouraging, because you're like, okay, where are the people that look like me at the gym that are trying, you know what I mean? So, and I would say if you're not comfortable with that, work out in your house. Like you have so many, work out outside. During quarantine, when I was still working out, so this is like 2019, late 2020, I worked out outside. I didn't have a membership after, you know, we were working from home back in March. Yeah, it was March, February, March, end of February, early March, when, you know, when the quarantine the lockdown had happened. And so I was just like, I can't go to the gym. Our office site was closed. The gym was closed, so I couldn't go to the gym. So I would do the workouts at home. I would do 2 30-minute workouts if I could, or I would do like a 30-minute workout, and then I would run or jog, like, or walk. You don't have to run, guys. And that's where people get the misconception too. Is just like, you have to start off like, oh, you have to start off so intense, and you really don't. You don't want to wear your body out before it even gets the chance to even wear it out. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to be able to go back the gym the next day, the following day after that, the day after that, the weeks after that, the months after that. So I pushed myself, most definitely, but in the beginning I pushed myself to where I knew I had a limit for myself where I could push myself in the beginning. And then knew like, okay, I feel comfortable, let me go up a little higher. So that's what I did. I brought it, you know, took it up a couple notches when it came to just me working out. I pushed myself, I strived myself. It was definitely a mental thing. I want to say with this weight loss journey, it most definitely comes with different accomplishments, ups and lows and downs. And I never, like I said, I never looked at it as I was trying to prove the world something. I was trying to prove myself something, that I can actually do this at the end of the day. And I feel like one of my accomplishments when it came to my weight loss journey, or what has been one of the hardest accomplishments of a question that I was asked as well, is I feel like one of my hardest accomplishments was self-love during the process. I want to say with this weight loss journey, it most definitely comes with different accomplishments, ups and lows and downs. And I never, like I said, I never looked at it as I was trying to prove the world something. I was trying to prove myself something, that I can actually do this at the end of the day. And I feel like one of my accomplishments when it came to my weight loss journey, or what has been one of the hardest accomplishments of a question that I was asked as well, is I feel like one of my hardest accomplishments was wrapping around self-love during the process, I would say. And that just goes on how people treated me and how people have been treating me since I've, you know, lost weight, or I look this way. And that's been the hardest thing to cope with, because I never thought, looking back, that people were gonna start fucking with me or messing with me or wanting to talk to me more because I lost weight. One of my best friends, she warned me of that. She always said, like, Sharon, you're getting serious about your weight loss, and I can tell, and I'm proud of you, but people are gonna start treating you different. I'm like, no, they're not. She's like, they are. And it's sad that we face people that look a certain way that we don't want to be around them. We don't want to disregard, and they haven't done anything to us, and that's the crazy part. They haven't done anything to us, so we detach from these people because they look a certain way. And it broke my heart when I started to see people come around more, and people wanted to talk to me more and hang out with me more. And it didn't sit right with me. Like, it didn't really sit right with me. And that's what kind of is like I would say the hardest part of this is just, are people really here because, they want to be my friend, or are they here because I look this way now? And not saying I'm like this. I mean, I'm popping, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be ignorant or anything about my confidence or anything like that. But I just feel like it's very hard to know when people are genuine about you. And I feel like that was like one of the hardest things, was just people accepting me, people now just accepting me, now knowing who I am. Like, people are just like DMing me, like, let's hang out, that I look this way. Like, it's crazy. And I don't associate myself with people like that. I really don't. And if you didn't fuck with me then, like, don't fuck with me now. Like, you don't know me. Like, you didn't know me back then when I wasn't looking like that. I was an ugly girl when I was big, but I was just big. So if you don't know me, if you didn't know me, oh, now you know me. Now you know me, huh? You know me now. Okay, I understand. You know me. But it's cool, though. It's cool. It's cool because, those people keep tabs on me on the daily. And it's cool. Hi, how you doing? You don't want to subscribe, but hi. And, all different types of people, even when it comes to guys and stuff like that, guys will swear like, ooh, you lost a lot of weight. Like, I would have talked to you back then. But did you talk to me? But did you talk to me? No, you didn't, but okay. But yeah, people treat you differently. They want to get to know you more. They want to get to know what you got going on. So that was definitely the hardest part. And I believe what the biggest accomplishment was during my process of my journey of losing over 100 pounds was me actually saying I can do it. Like, I did it for myself. I did it to myself. I did it by myself type thing. Like, I did that. Like, I did that, period. And like, I just now got into the point of the fact where I'm just now accepting that I could say that. Like, it's crazy because it's just like people made up false stories about me, saying that I was on drugs, said that I got surgery. Like, people were wanting to know how I did it, and I was just like, I literally went to the gym and I showed my ass off, and I dedicated my journey to my fucking self. Like, nobody can take that away from me, even though this is like my first time ever confronting any rumors or anything like that. Like, people literally thought I was on drugs, like I did drugs, or I got surgery, and that's not the case. And I'm not saying that what people do to lose weight, they do them, but this is what I did. This is what I did, okay? And nobody can take that away from me, I feel like. And I like in this space where I'm just like so happy, not because I look this way, because I'm healthy. I want to live a long life. I want to, not saying that bigger people, plus size people can't live a long life, but this was just for me and only me. That's what I'm saying. Like, this journey was so love. Like, it was so much self-love that I put into this. Like, it was crazy. I do want to clear up those things up, because a lot of people thought I like either was like really on drugs, like, and I'm not even lying, y'all. Like, I didn't even think that I could be lied on, because like I was always the person that never had any clout, nobody really noticed me growing up in high school and everything like that. I felt like I was just like not like an outcast, but not like an outcast. Like, I had people that I hung out with and stuff like that outside of school, like my true friends. But I felt like an outcast in high school. So it's just like, now that people have seen me, and a lot of people, like, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. And it's just me and y'all. It's just me and y'all right now. A lot of these dudes that I went to high school with is in my DMs right now. And I can pull some receipts, but I'm not gonna do it because that's messy. But I just wanted to give y'all some insight. It's deep. But yeah, like, it's just like crazy, because they'll think like, I'm like, I went to your school, like, we went to the same school. They're like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes, I was. Like, I went to the same school as you, and it's cool. You didn't know me, you didn't know me, or you didn't try to get to know me back then. But now that I'm, looking like this, you wanna post up. But no, that's just me being silly, y'all. But it was some like very false accusations about me. So that would say that was the biggest, hardest thing, because I didn't know people was gonna make up stories about me losing weight. Like, are you serious? Like, I went to the gym and I ate, proportioned my food right, and I ate healthy. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I really don't. So it was just like, I was very blown back about that. Like, it was crazy. And the other question, it relates to like my accomplishments. As it results to your journey, what are you most proud of in this moment? I feel like the most proud of I am is that I can actually say that I did it myself. Like I said, like, I didn't take any weight loss pills. I didn't have surgery. I wasn't on drugs. I took my ass to the gym 3, 4, 10, 5 times a week sometimes. 5, yeah, it was, in the beginning, it was 5 times a week. I went to the gym 5 times a week. I disciplined myself. I knew when I could eat, regular stuff like pizzas and like, just not healthy foods, but like guilty pleasure foods. I knew when I could introduce that in my life, and I knew how to control that. So I was so proud of myself when it came to me just having control over my health. Like, you don't know how happy I was, like, and I still sit here to this day, and I still can't believe it as well, because y'all can't believe it, because obviously y'all making up rumors, but that's none of my business. Anyways, like, I couldn't believe myself I did it, and it's crazy. It's so crazy. But yes, guys, I don't want this video to be too long, but I do want to wrap it up with just self-love and how I started to love my new body. It was just, I started to love my new body during the process of while I was losing weight. Like, people noticed I lost weight before I knew I lost weight. Like, yeah, I would step on the scale and see like me losing weight, but it wasn't necessarily like that. Like, my journey, like I said, was so personal that I wasn't looking at what society thought I should look like, and I don't want that to be the case on your guys' reasons as well. I want you guys to love whoever you are in your body right now. I'm not trying to convey the message that you have to lose weight to be beautiful, because if I could tell myself back then, I don't want to cry right now because I'm like forming tears. If I could tell myself back then how amazing you were, and you're still amazing, you still have the same heart, and you didn't necessarily need, I don't want to cry. I'm crying because it was like so personal, y'all. Like, I'm not even playing right now. Like, I'm trying not to cry because my makeup, but I don't want people to think that you're ugly just because you're fat. Like, that needs to be diminished, like, in this world. Like, it needs to be diminished. I don't know, like, yeah, I love myself. Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I am smaller and I look better. I mean, not necessarily look better, I should say. Look better. I feel better, I should say. I feel better. Definitely feel better, not look better. Feel better about myself when it comes to that. In the process, I wasn't looking at it as I wanted to lose weight. I just really honestly wanted to be healthy and just love my body more and love what it can do for me and what I can tell it to do for me. So it was definitely a mind thing when it came to that. My self-love journey was just not something that I really let anybody have their opinions on it, because I was doing it. They weren't putting the work in. I was putting that work in. I was at the gym hour and a half, busting my butt off. I was at, making meals for myself that I knew was healthy for me. I made those lifestyle changes for myself. I did. Big I. So it was just amazing to see what I could really put my mind to. And during my time, I felt like I couldn't put my mind up to anything, or I couldn't reach my goals that I ever wanted to reach. And I feel like God was just, I've always wanted to pray. I've always prayed to God that, I just want to love myself. I never said that I really wanted to look this certain way, or I wanted to be skinny or anything like that. I never prayed to God. I just want to love myself, and I want people to know that I love myself no matter what I looked like. Even if I was big, sitting here today talking to you guys, I just still wanted the message to be conveyed that I just wanted to love myself. I didn't love myself. And I felt like during this journey, it had being self-disciplined and telling myself no and on certain things and changing things, it created this self-love for me that it was just like, I don't know, like I really can't necessarily explain it almost, but it was just so beautiful, super beautiful that I did this for myself, and people are noticing me in a good way. People that have noticed how hard I push myself and have continued to not thank me, but say you're doing a good job. People that have encouraged me and said that you're doing a great job, Sharon. The people that, when I worked at the office, when we were in the office, people that used to come in there and work, and they're like, oh my God, like you're doing great. And I never thought people would notice me because I'm losing weight. Like I never knew that. Like I do want to thank everybody that's, been with me during my weight loss journey when it comes to family and friends. I appreciate all you guys' words and encouragement during that process. And I also want to thank anybody that was still my friend while I was a bigger woman, a plus size woman, a fat girl, whatever you want to call it. Fluffy. I was fluffy. I feel like I'm fluffy now. I don't know. But I just want to thank you guys so much for just, I don't know, you guys saying stuff like that and recognizing what I was going through. Not necessarily it was a bad thing, but the people that were in my corner no matter what, you guys just being there and being a part of my journey, even though you guys didn't really, necessarily, but you guys being aware on how my body was changing and telling me I look good no matter what I looked like. It's just it's so beautiful, and I appreciate you guys so much. Through this journey, we always look at things as it's what we got to do to prove something, and I wasn't trying to prove something to anybody. I was trying to prove it to myself. So I want that to be very clear. I was trying to prove it for myself. But I'm not gonna talk you guys' ear off. You guys want like any workout routine videos or any what I buy at the grocery store, I can make videos like that. That would be super fun. But just let me know what type of videos you guys want. I hope this video was very informative to everybody that tuned in during this video. I hope that you guys take something from it, even if it's just a little bit of piece that I conveyed through this video and just shared with you. I really hope that you guys love yourself no matter where you're from, what you look like, what your size is, because beauty doesn't have a size on it. To me, it doesn't. So I feel like we as the world need to get that out of our heads and look at the bigger picture. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into this video. And if you guys have questions, or like I said, if you guys want to know a little bit more about my health or weight loss journey, just let me know. I didn't want to make this video super lengthy or anything like that. I just wanted to let you know what the key points was and stuff like that. But I can definitely go into detail with other videos, like I said, when it comes to me having a what I eat or what I get at the grocery store, and my workout, like my real workout routine of what you guys see I do. And I want to put it out there that I'm willing to work out with anybody. I've been looking for like a gym partner. So if you cool with me, you my friend, let's go to the gym. But I love you guys, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for just tuning into this video. I'm so excited to be just here with you guys. I always say that with every video because I really am. Like, I'm so excited. Even though I'm talking to myself and I'm not necessarily talking to you guys right now, I love you guys so much. And I want you guys to live on value energy, and I want you to love yourself. So hopefully through me losing 100 pounds, you got through this, that you can just love yourself at the end of the day. So I love you guys